Hello, strangers of the internet. Welcome to ANEON. As you can tell by the title, I'm watching One Piece. Right now, I'm about 100 episodes in, and I thought it would be great to update you guys about my thoughts and feelings on the story like every 100 episodes. Honestly, 100 episodes would sound impressive if it was any other show. But I'm still less than 10% into the series. Not so long ago, I was kind of bullied into watching the series and I ignored it for a long time until I realized the people that were bullying me were my people. Basically, I'm a huge JoJo's fan. Love it to death. It's my favorite anime at the moment. And I realized that JoJo's fans and One Piece fans are the same people. We literally say the same things. I promise you've never heard of a JoJo's fan that hates One Piece. So, I started the daunting task, and I'll go arc by arc, like not including filler, because I didn't watch filler, explaining my opinion so far. Let's get started. Okay, so Luffy's introduction was just perfect and wacky for him. I was so perfect for him. Honestly, before I started, I was a little confused about how, like, the power scaling is going to work if the main character can just, like, stretch. But Lord, I take everything back. I know I haven't, like, gotten deep enough to see, like, hockey and all that stuff, but I already love the abilities in this show, and I could see where a lot of anime got their inspiration. I really fell in love with Luffy's character during two moments. One of which will be for later in like part 2 or something, but the first one was when he was about to leave the island with Zoro in tow. Basically, this is when he antagonized Kobe into hitting him and like increasing his chances to join the Marines. As they are leaving, Zoro says like being unable to come back because everyone hates you is a nice way to leave. It's very pirate-like, and they both have this little moment. Okay, I could already tell why people like ride for this show. Luffy is my favorite character currently, which is a big feat because I've never had the main character of a show take that spot before. It's always been a side character. Speaking of side characters, we met Zoro in the first 2 episodes. I honestly don't know why, but I thought we would meet Zoro so much later down the line in this series. And we even saw Nami in the first episode too. All I knew about Zoro was that, like, he was apparently racist and gets lost, and that's about it. But I love his and Luffy's dynamic so much. They clicked so well together. He seemed to, like, take all of, like, Luffy's weirdness in stride. I didn't quite understand his, like, abundance of simps until I saw, like, the time skip Zoro. After that, everything just kind of fell into place with this character for me. But now, it's Nami time. Already, my bitch is throwing Luffy to the wolves to get away, and like, immediately after that, asks him to team up with her. Luffy stays true to the meme I know, where you give him food and he would die for you. I love how flimsy he is. I also love how they tried to make Buggy intimidating at first. Like, this man wasn't wearing a clown nose. His fucking crew is also just a bunch of dudes dressed as carnival and circus people. Do a lot of, like, pirate crews have dress codes, or is it just him, bro? Because I haven't seen any other ones. So after they team up, immediately she starts backstabbing and quote-unquote joins Buggy's crew. This man, Luffy, lets them put him in a cage and asks, "Why am I in a cage?" But of course, she underestimated how insane these people are. So they lined her up to shoot a cannon at Luffy. And Luffy, he just gets to talk no jutsuing this girl. This is the point where Nami, against her best interest, hits the shit out of the One Piece version of Purple Guy from FNAF. She even burns herself to stop the cannon, bro. I love her so much. And then Zoro comes in and he and Buddy get to going. Buggy's devil fruit has to be one of the worst ones out there, because just there's so many. I see so many things going wrong with it. But he got a bad blow on Zoro. Either way, this is just the start of Zoro's inhuman feats, bro. He flips over a cannon with a stab wound and carries a stone cage with Luffy still inside, bro. What the fuck is this dude? He even calls his crazy ass wounds light when fighting the acrobat guy. And immediately after beating him, he knocks out right there. Now with the Luffy and Buggy fight, it was really hard to take anything seriously until Buggy got a little too uppity and cut Luffy's hat. Now, this is where I was like, let's see some Pirate King shit. Kaizoku, oh bitch, let's go. It was a fun fight. Some really dumb stuff happened, but we've acquired a new crew member, and we're off to whatever island Usopp's at. I really like the order the crew members joined, because it really takes me back to older anime like Dragon Ball, where Bulma was the first person to talk to Goku. But now we've begun Usopp's arc, and I see what they do with his name, but it's a bit on the nose. Don't you think? I hate myself. I hate myself. Okay, now. Usopp's introduction. I don't know what I expected his intro to be, but it wasn't whatever that was. Fucking Luffy and Zoro copying Shanks was also so unexpected but hilarious at the same time. The tone was set already, and I love their dynamic already. Even more so when we learn about Kaya. This whole arc is just like the Boy Who Cried Wolf One Piece edition, and I loved it. The Jungle Guy's ability was an interesting change of pace, but like Luffy getting caught in it is still one of my favorite moments so far. Side note, Django is so unserious, especially during the forest scenes. The Usopp pirates carried this arc, bro. The one thing I've noticed was that so far, every time Zoro fights, he's always somehow injured. Like, that's the excuse they use to raise the stakes for Zoro, and also show that we haven't fully seen what the man can do yet. Zoro's fight was something. I was actually glad when Kuro showed up, because I could not handle Zoro getting overpowered by these niggas. Like, come on. I would also like to draw attention to Kuro's ability name. Yeah, nothing more to say there. There's nothing else to say. During the whole Zoro fight, I was just waiting for the clowns to die. I literally could not care less about this fight. Moving on from that, Luffy's punch on Kuro was so fucking satisfying. And then he does a sick-ass knuckle cracking. It was so clean. But before I even, talk about that fight, can we talk about how fucking cool Usopp is? Like, he's just a regular person, bro. And he really steps up. Not that he's doing anything super impressive fight-wise, but he just does what needs to be done when it comes down to it. And I knew I was gonna love him. But now, to the fight. It starts off with Kuro trying the backstory no bullshit strategy, but Luffy is like, don't care, you shouldn't have been a pirate then. At first it's pretty clear that Kuro's speed is kind of like his whole thing. His one friendly fire technique is so him, and it just highlights the differences between him and Luffy. It's a good fight. I really enjoyed this arc. And they actually got a ship now, along with Usopp. And now, on to the Barati. Why did I say it like that? Okay, so at first, we just meet these silly little bounty hunter dudes and crash into Zeph, I believe his name was, and meet another shitty marine, Lieutenant Full Body. Bro, imagine if his first name was something basic like Jeffrey. Jeffrey Full Body. Okay. I hate where my mind goes. Anyway. Sanji owning this dude was so fucking funny and satisfying. I could already see the man from the memes I've seen over the years, but then Gin shows up. Luffy, him, and Sanji share a cute moment, and rewatching this, I really find an appreciation for Sanji when he's serious. He was cool for no reason. Then they get to hyping up Don Krieg for a while until he comes. I'm, not gonna lie, I was also fooled by his little act. But this little exchange just makes Sanji more interesting. I'm aware his backstory isn't entirely finished from where I'm at, but still, his backstory has to be my favorite of the crew so far, even now. So Krieg is pressing Zeph, and now Luffy's gotta do his thing and tell people how it is. Kaizoku, nigga. But now he's big bad about that, but goes to feed his crew. Now we get to talking about Mihawk. Quite literally the best introduction to a character so far, bro. He is so fucking cool. Right after they were done talking about him, he just pulls up and gets the slicing. 2 strikes and the ship is done. Look at him. He didn't even uncross his legs to do that. He has the coolest design too. Also, Nami leaving should have been more surprising, but it really wasn't. I for real forgot she wasn't a part of the crew yet. But Usopp and the bounty hunters are sent after them. Now the Zoro and Mihawk fight. Y'all don't even need me to tell you how disrespectful this fight was. Like, I felt disrespected. It was so bad. The fact that he was losing that bad, on top of that, was wild. The power scaling just shot the fuck up, man. Mihawk made this arc feel so high stakes, I wasn't ready. After the fight, Mihawk's gone as quickly as he came, and now we're back to the lamer villains. They all start brawling, and Sanji's fighting style is so fun, honestly, but realistically, it's kind of limiting, and I want to see how he gets stronger throughout the series. But now, there's this disc guy. I honestly hated him. It just wasn't funny. I was so happy when Gin shut his ass up. Also, Gin is now an actual bad guy, and he's kind of cooking right now. I like his weapon a lot, but his villainy was very short-lived. At this point, I'm like, Luffy, why haven't you started kicking his ass yet? You're doing a whole lot of spectating, and not a whole lot of kicking ass, my boy. But when he started, every hit felt personal. Now, I was all for that. This show knows how to make you hate every villain so far. It's impressive. This fight was so good, and I think Luffy became my favorite because of this arc. There's 2 things I want to comment on this scene. First of all, there's no way you didn't hear his big ass climbing that shit. I refuse to believe it. Second of all, this bitch wants to be Dio so bad, but I'm sorry, bro. You're not him. You're just not. Dio would never lose so embarrassingly. Back on topic, this fight with Sanji's development really sold me on this show, if I'm honest. The way Sanji was sent off was so in character too. God, I love this show. I love this show so damn much. Sorry I couldn't, cover all 100 without making this super long, but there'll be a part 2 soon. But now I know why the show has y'all in a chokehold. With all that being said, this is me, signing off, ANEON.